everybody. I'm here with Patrick today. It is May 13th, and we have a lot to talk about. He is in the great state of Maryland. And how are you today, Patrick?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's a sunny day today. It's nice to see the sunshine. Is it sunny where you are?
It is. It's sunny. It's a breezy. Very nice. We've had some wild temperature changes.
Yeah.
Like 30-degree swings in a single
hmm
day. So yeah, I'm kind of ready for spring.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been taking its time. It's here at least. It's like stayed in that like cold fall weather uh phase. I feel like spring is stuck here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to think of where I want to start. Um, can we start with the UFOs?
Sure.
What is your experience with UFOs? What is your interest in UFOs?
Okay. Well, I've seen a bunch of UFOs. I had a UFO podcast. It was called Aliens for Beginners. It was fairly popular. I had it for about 3 years. And I talked about some of my own experiences, and I did a ton of research, and one of the things that really kind of stuck out to me was the praying mantis extraterrestrials. I interviewed people who had been visited by the praying mantises, and so that was really interesting. But as far as my own experiences with UFOs, the one standout experience is the typical orange ball type UFO. You hear about it a lot. It's like a big orange. It's like a sun kind of a looking thing.
Okay.
Um, and I was watching TV, and I went out through the garage into my driveway to take out the garbage or something, and I was into UFOs, and that does seem to attract them. If you're
Uh,
if you're into them, if you're thinking about them, it does seem to attract them.
mm-hmm.
And so I went outside, and there was this big orange ball UFO. It was off in the distance, but you could tell that it was fairly large, judging on the size and the distance and everything. And it moved a short distance, and it left kind of a trail. It moved a short distance, and it stopped. It left a trail of itself, which then kind of caught up with it. And then when the trail caught up with it, it did it again. It was almost like an inchworm effect
Okay.
kind of a thing.
I can
And
get the mental image of that.
yeah, right. And
hmm
I'm thinking, okay, this is happening. Of course, I don't have my phone with me to take a video or a picture. So I'm like, do I stand here and watch this, or do I go get my phone? And so I decided to go get my phone. And when I came out, of course, it was gone.
It was gone.
Yeah, but that was one really standout experience with UFOs. I did also I actually have a video of what looked like some plasma beings or something that um, I was actually in Dover. I did in Dover, Delaware. I worked in my work in my territory included Dover, where the Dover Air Force Base is, and I was stopped at a stoplight, kind of facing the direction of the Air Force Base, and there were these, I don't know, plasma beings or something in the sky over the Air Force Base. I actually got a video of that. I
Was
did
this
post
like
it.
daylight, daytime?
Broad daylight, broad
Hmm.
daylight. Yeah. And I don't know if I did put that on my TikTok. I don't know if it's still up there or not, but I can send it to you. The video. It's pretty cool.
Did they look sparkly? What did they look like?
They looked like, no, they weren't sparkly. It's weird. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. They were like translucent,
Okay, I can.
shape shifting kind of things. Um,
It almost looks like they're the what you see through them is warped. Is that
yeah,
accurate?
yeah, I would say that. Yeah,
Like you can see through them, but what you see is warped. It's like a warped version of what's behind them.
yeah. Well, they were kind of pretty far off, but I would say yes to that. And they did
Okay.
morph, like they're in shape, and they they morphed into different shapes and kind of floated around. And it's pretty weird. I'll send you the video. Yeah.
So would you consider these plasma beings to be aliens, or
I
what do you
have
think that
no
they were?
I have no idea what those. I have no idea. I don't know what any of those things are.
I mean, because it could just be like, random consciousness, a high
It
level of
could be,
consciousness.
yeah, I don't know. And I don't like the way I've always approached it is like, all right, that's pretty cool. I'm not even going to try and figure it out because I'm not going to figure it out. So I'm not even going to try and figure it out. But I did have one really standout experience with an orb.
Oh.
And this was kind of another kind of a pivotal moment. And I was sitting in my living room. I heard every once in a while I get really weird aircraft flying over my house. And I heard what sounded like jet fighters flying back and forth. And I was like, what the hell is going on out here? So I went out and these fighters kind of take off, they're gone. And then I see this orb thing. It was white. It was kind of blinking orb. It was off a pretty good ways, but you could tell it wasn't a star or satellite or whatever. It was stationary. And I said, okay, well, there's an orb. And I said, I'm going to get a video of this orb. And I went to get my phone, and my phone that had been a bit of a charge on it now was dead. And so I'm like, well, that's convenient. So I went out, and the jets you could still hear them fly. And I'm not even saying the jets were associated with this orb. I don't know, but they were there. And so watching this orb, and I said, all right, well, I have another phone, and I had my work phone, and I went and got that, and I had a charge on that. And so I got video of this orb, and I got the sound of the jets in the video as well. And I decided I was going to see if this thing would interact with me. And I said out loud, I said, will you, I asked it to like shoot off, like your typical shooting off UFO thing. I wanted to see if it would do that.
Yeah.
And it blinked out. And then when I looked at the video later, you could see it kind of shooting. It was really faint. It's just like, how quick they are. And,
was this at night?
This was at night. Yeah.
Okay.
It was at night. And then it reappeared. And I said, okay, so this thing is going to interact with me. And I got a video. I did get video of it on this other phone, and that was part of what was happening here. So I get, I don't know if you want to call them downloads or whatever, transmissions or whatever, but I call, there's like two different types. Like I call a statement download, which is almost like a word for word thing. And then there's what I call a concept download, which is like an entire paragraph or entire thought, that's not put into words. It's just a thought.
Yeah.
A complex thought. And that was what I got after my encounter with this thing. And the download was because, I have a UFO podcast. What do I want to do? I want to get a video of an orb and put it on my content, right? I have a TikTok. I had an Instagram. I want to put a video of what I see on there, and just like everybody else. And so the download I got was, that's not what we want you to do. We don't want you to take videos just to post videos, and this is much deeper than that. And there's a whole lot more to this than just seeing UFOs and getting videos. And so that's not what you're here to do. And that was the download. And I said, okay. And I have this video, and I said, okay, well, to honor the spirit of this download, I will not post this video. And I didn't. I've never posted the video. Because I was going to honor that. I thought that getting that message was more important than posting a video of an orb. Those are a dime a dozen these days anyway. So, orbs are a dime a dozen. And the video wasn't even particularly that great, other than the part where I interacted with it. But yeah, so then there's been other miscellaneous types of fleeting UFO type paranormal experiences. I saw like a mist, like a smoke apparition, or I don't even know what it was. This was in broad daylight. It was like there's a fly buzzing around here. I don't know if you can hear it.
I can't hear it. No,
All right.
I can't see it either.
If
No.
I can kill it, I'll kill it. But yeah. So no, my mother passed away. She owned this house that was built in 1789. It was haunted. She said it was haunted. My mother was psychic. Um, and after she passed away, I'm dealing with the house and out there walking around in the backyard, and this thing it's probably like 18 to 24 inches long. It was on the ground. It looked like a white smoke. It looked like cigarette smoke.
Hmm.
And I spooked it. Like it was almost like a startled animal. Like it took off, and it snaked around stuff, and it took off. So that was, just random weird paranormal. So we saw there were orbs. We took pictures of the house, and there were always orbs in the pictures and stuff like that. But your typical kind of paranormal kind of stuff.
Have you always been interested in that since you were a child?
UFOs, no.
No. What turned you on to that type of interest?
For my work, this was probably around, oh Lord, I'm going to say like 2016, 2017. I got into listening to podcasts, and
Okay.
for my work, I drove around a lot,
Okay.
and so I would listen to podcasts while I drove around, and that's how I got into listening to paranormal podcasts and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of what got me interested. It really, really interested in UFOs, and then I started watching all the UFO documentaries, and looking at Linda Moulton Howe stuff and stuff like that. And so that's actually what inspired me to start my podcast, is because I would start out the week. I'd had like, I don't know, 4 or 5 go-to shows I'd start out with, and then I'd run out of those, and then I'd go poking around trying. I couldn't, even though there's a million podcasts, I couldn't find something that was like interest me. And I said, well, if I'm in this situation, then there's others, and that means there's still capacity out there. And I said, I'm going to start my podcast, and that's how I roll. If I get an idea in my head that I want to do something, I'm going to achieve something.
Yeah.
Then I do it. And
Yeah.
that's kind of how I got into Freemasonry as well. But
I was just about to bring that up. I was gonna ask you if the Freemasonry influences your UFO interest. How do Freemasons? What's a perspective on UFOs and aliens? I don't know about that at all.
I don't think they have a perspective.
So it's not a discussion.
No. And the interesting thing, if you want to pivot to that topic, is that Freemasons, for the most part, and I was a 32nd degree Freemason, and I knew quite a few 33rd degrees. I've talked to like they call them Grand Masters of the Grand Lodges of the Maryland, and I've been to the Scottish Rite Lodge in Maryland, and talked to a lot of different people, and they actually are pretty much oblivious to even the conspiracy theories around Freemasonry, which I was pretty amazed to find out, because one of the reasons that I kind of got into it, there were a lot of reasons why I got into it. Well, but one of the reasons was, you hear a lot of talk about something, and I was like, well, hell, I'll just go do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, I'll just go do the damn thing. I have this issue where I don't have like fear. I'll just go and do shit. And so here's the interesting thing about Freemasonry, and this is a very deep subject, and there's a lot of misconceptions around Freemasonry. And Freemasonry serves a purpose, but it's not exactly the purpose that most people think. There's this time-honored ritual. You talk about rituals.
Mm-hmm.
You can go back to the Old Testament, and it was the ritual of the scapegoat. And the scapegoat was a goat that the people put all their sins on this poor goat, and the goat took the blame, and it went out into the wilderness with carrying the blame of the people, and the people were the perpetrators of the sins were um, left without accusation against them, and that is actually the purpose that Freemasonry serves. And if you think about it, it makes sense. If you can get away from the conspiratorial tropes, and look, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I love a good conspiracy theory, but sometimes uh, we can't see the forest for the trees. And the fact is that Freemasonry is a powerless, hollow facade. And there is, I don't know if you can cuss on your show or not, but
Absolutely.
there is fucked up shit going on.
Mhm.
There are people doing fucked up shit. But the purpose that Freemasonry serves is kind of a shield and a distraction. It's the scapegoat. So that everybody is looking at Freemasonry, which is not fucking secret. It's right there in the open. Their symbols are on their buildings.
I've been to a Freemasonry ceremony before.
Yeah,
I went
yeah,
with
yeah.
a gentleman. I know.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's
Yeah.
not secret. There is
Yeah.
no big secret. And even as a 32nd degree Mason, then you get the big secret. You can buy a fucking book that the secret's in. The secret is right in the book. Anybody can buy it. You can order it online. So there are no secrets in Freemasonry. But the purpose that this thing serves, and I don't know how whether this evolved organically or deliberately or not, is it's a shield, it's a distraction for basically the real perpetrator. So the people, the forces, the NHIs, whatever it is, that are doing the fucked up shit, they have Freemasonry to take the blame for them. And here's the thing, these, and I don't, it's not just human intelligence, but these intelligences think 1,000 steps ahead. They understand human psychology inside, outside, and upside down. You can't outthink them. So
you're talking about the top, the people that use Freemasonry as a scapegoat. Okay.
Yeah,
And
I don't know who they are, but
okay.
I don't know what they are. But I do know that whatever intelligence it is, whether it's non-human or a combination of human and non-human, they really understand human psychology. And also it's a ritual. There's a ritual aspect of the scapegoat. So Freemasonry, and these guys are oblivious. I'm telling you, I know them. I've met them. They could barely handle refreshments, let alone run the
everything
world.
you're saying right now, I have
Yeah.
goosebumps. I've had goosebumps this whole time. Everything you're saying is like really resonating with me. I know what you're saying is like truth right now. And it makes sense. The truth will always make sense.
Yes. Yes.
That's a fact. And
Yes.
it's making sense to me now. So sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I talk too much. So
no,
yeah.
I'm actually I'm engaged with. Oh shoot.
Uh-oh.
Okay. We're gonna have to end this, and I'm gonna have to send you another link.
Okay.
Hold on.